Kennedy Agyapong comes to the aid of broke NPP. Remember on this show, I told you that some NPP businesses were unable to pay their workers just 1 month after losing the election. And I mentioned, in fact, some of those outfits owned by politicians in the last government. It was clear that they were making their money from they are being in power. Now that they are out of power, they are broke and they don't have any money to run their businesses. My brother, my sister, today I'm not going to repeat myself. It is very clear that these people in power were milking us and taking the best out of our pockets. Kennedy Agyapong has come to the aid of his broke NPP party. This is Kennedy Agyapong. Some people call him the loudmouthed guy. Other people say this guy is this, is that. Whatever you put in there would fit him because it's everything. This is Kennedy Agyapong. I prefer this guy 1,000,000,000 times to the cowardly Bawku. He has his own problems, but it is very, very unassuming that a party that did not pick this guy as the flag bearer is the guy who is coming to the rescue of his own party. What is Kennedy Agyapong doing? Watch this. Kennedy Agyapong donates 1 million to NPP to pay arrears owed headquarters workers. Hey, can you see this? Run it, my youth. Now, former New Patriotic Party flag bearer hopeful Kennedy Agyapong has reportedly donated an amount of 1 million Ghana cedis to the party. This is according to a report by Accra-based Star 103.5 FM. Now, a post shared by the media house on X on Friday, that's today, April 25, 2025, indicated that the donation was to aid the party to pay the arrears it is owing its workers. Come here. What? And watch this. Unconfirmed reports have indicated that workers of the NPP, the largest opposition political party in Ghana, are owed several months' salaries. Workers of the NPP at its national headquarters have reportedly not been paid for several months following the party's loss in the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. Dash it away. So you see, when they were in power for 8 years, all 8 years, they paid every single person in their party and handled their party businesses. The month that they lost the elections, they started going into arrears. It tells you the amount of thievery that happened in that party. It tells you the amount of favoritism, pluralism, and nepotism, with all the isms and schisms coming together to keep their businesses alive. My brother, if I have to wait till my party comes into power before I can pay salaries, then you must know the kind of party this dirty party is. I wonder how Ghanaians even voted for this party to come into power. A party that cannot even handle its own domestic affairs. Their headquarters is broke. After just 3 months, not even up to 4 months, of losing the elections. It tells you how irresponsible these guys are and how much of bad managers these guys are. If we cannot trust them or if they are unable to handle their headquarters business, how did we trust them to handle the whole nation? It's a question for the gods. But Kennedy Agyapong hasn't ended there. He's still speaking. Watch this. It is sad that 4 months after going into opposition, NPP can't pay its workers. And this is Kennedy Agyapong talking. Oh, you are. You remember? Last month, I was here talking about a certain radio station whose boss, a cousin of the president, was unable to pay workers. In fact, some of them felt offended. I knew they were going to be offended, but they would be happy to receive the money after the backlash. After saying this, the radio station's boss quickly gathered some money and gave them some 1 month or so. They are still owing just 3 months of being in opposition. Yet for all 8 years they were in power, they never defaulted. They were never in arrears. What does that mean? They were actually milking the people of Ghana, left, right, and center. And my own journalist brethren, radio brethren, are not bold enough to come out and say, hey, this was the issue, therefore let's condemn it. No, they are rather trying to protect such hooligans and dirty agents. Where will the country go? Yet when Black Rasta speaks, and then there's some action done and they receive their monies, they are happy. Yet they will condemn me for bringing out these issues. Let's watch. Watch what Kennedy Agyapong says. Bring back the story. Quick. All right. He says 4 months. It's actually less than 4 months since they lost the elections. Run the story, my youth. All right. Former NPP Member of Parliament Kennedy Agyapong has expressed his disappointment with the party's inability to pay its workers 4 months after going into opposition. Kennedy Agyapong, a former flag bearer hopeful of the party, said that the party not being able to pay its workers or not having the resources to run its activities was a worry. He, however, indicated that opposition political parties having financial difficulties is a common trend in Ghana's political landscape. It is not only unique to the NPP, but every party, when they go to opposition, they face financial or resource challenges. So I came from Madagascar and I heard the news that for 4 months, we have not been able to pay salaries and even money to work. So I decided I'll come and give my widow's mite as a contribution to help run the administration of the party, Ken said at the NPP headquarters in Accra when he was donating money to the party on Friday, April 25, 2025. He added, we just came to opposition in about 4 months and it's sad we cannot run the party, which I think is not good enough. So my message is simple. I have come this morning to give my widow's mite as a contribution to enable you run the party. So if people like Kennedy don't come with the widow's mite, the party is dead. What kind of a party is this? Stealing for 8 years. Sending the country into oblivion. Where's Nana Akufo-Addo? He should be made to go and sit in the office and watch the result of his carelessness. Where is Baumia? When they were going around promising Ghanaians, when they were going around being foolhardy, my brother, they never saw this coming. Where is the stolen money? Where is the money under that woman's bed? Cecilia Dapa, where is that money? Edu Buahin, Kwabena Edu Buahin and the wife, where is the money? Most of these people loot to personally enrich themselves while they leave the shenanigans of the party to wallow in absolute despondency. My brother, my sister, it is what it is, and it is sad. Well, I'm glad that Kennedy has come out to put his money where his mouth is. At least in the next elections, they will see who really cares about this dirty party and who doesn't. And who really wants to support the party and who is just an offbeat dancer and a liar and over garrulous person.